This is Science Max, Experiments at Large. Science Max! Today on Science Max, it's all about the power of water.
I'll see you later.
We filter it, pump it, paint with it, and most importantly, use it to crush stuff. Crushing! All on this episode of Science Max, Experiments at Large. Greetings, Science Maximites. My name is Phil, and this is Science Max Experiments at Large, and this is a syringe. You might know syringes from when you get a needle at the doctor, but syringes are used all the time in science because they let you measure very precise amounts of fluid. Now check it out. You push the plunger down, and it comes out the top. Or you could pull the plunger in, and it would suck more fluid in this way. But check this out. I've got a syringe attached to a hose here, and this hose is filled with water. And I wondered if the hose was really, really long, how hard would it be to push this plunger down? Of course, I don't know where the end of the hose is because it was really long and I had to string it all the way around, so, here it is. Okay, so let's find out. Push the syringe down and water will come out the other end of the hose. Pretty cool. You see, this is called hydraulics. Hydraulics is a branch of science that deals with fluids like water. But hydraulics are also a mechanism used in a lot of machines. Check this out. This is a syringe with a short hose on it, much shorter this time. And I press down on the plunger of the syringe and water comes out. And I pull in on the syringe and water goes back in. Because the plunger is airtight, it allows me to push or pull the water. But what if I close the system and take another syringe and attach it to the end of the hose like this? Well, then, if I push this plunger in, this syringe fills up with water. And then I pull this plunger out, the syringe empties. So check it out. This plunger raises and lowers based on what I'm doing with this plunger. And you know what that means? We've made a remote control. Huh? Check it out. So, if you take two syringes and you take a hose and you attach them to something you want to remote control, voila, you can build something like this. We have made our very own robotic arm that you can power remotely with hydraulics. Pretty cool, right? If you want to build one of these yourself, here are the materials you need. First, you need two supports and the arm. I used pieces of wood, but you can use wooden spoons, rulers, or pencils. You'll need some craft sticks, elastics, and a paper plate. And of course, two syringes and a hose, which you can get in an art supply store or a hardware store. Here's how you build your own hydraulically powered arm. First, make the base by tracing holes for your supports the width of a craft stick apart. Cut out the holes and use a craft stick and elastic to secure the supports underneath the plate and on top. Then add some elastics and a piece of craft stick in the middle so the supports won't scrunch together, because we are holding this whole thing together with elastics. Then get your syringe in there and keep it propped up with more elastics. Then get your arm and slot it in between the supports. The arm should be horizontal when the syringe is half full. Elastics to attach the arm and the syringe. Then push down on this end of the plunger and, you have a remote-controlled robotic arm. You can also max it out even more by adding more degrees of movement. You can make the arm rotate side to side. You can even add a little claw attachment at the end and power it all using syringes. Science and hydraulics. So let's max it out. I just need an expert to help me. Let's see. And over and that way. Chris from Logix Academy, of course. Logix Academy knows all about building robot stuff. I'm sure Chris can totally help me. Let's go. Come on.
Oh, hey, Phil.
Oh, hey, Chris from Logix Academy. Great to see you.
What took you so long?
How long was I gone?
And what's with the orange lab coat?
Oh, it happened again. It keeps changing the color of my lab coat, but this time, Chris, I prepared for it, and I wore another lab coat. See?
Blue?
No! Well, you know what? This is happening a lot, Chris. So I wore another lab coat under this lab coat. I'm gonna have to wear a lot of lab coats, though, because this is happening all the time. We should talk about hydraulics, right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, because we got some cool stuff planned. Okay, so we're just gonna get the table in here. Whoa, okay. This is the hydraulic arm. Check it out.
Oh, very cool, very cool.
If we want to max it out, what can we do? We could make it bigger, we can make it
What if we did it so that the force you put on this side gets multiplied so that this side's even stronger?
Ooh, what do you call that when that happens?
Force multiplier.
I like that. Force multiplier, it sounds like a video game. So we would have a lot more power.
You have a lot more power, which we could do fun stuff.
Yeah, so if we had like lots of power, what would we do? We'd like crush something.
Yeah, let's crush some stuff.
Yeah, we could crush some stuff. Okay, can we start with syringes though?
Yep.
And then we'll work up as we go.
I like it.
So what do we need? Do we need different sizes?
So yeah, I was thinking we need a small...
A delicious plate of cheese and crackers, my favorite snack. But these crackers are pretty salty, so I should probably pour myself a glass of water first, huh? No! My cheese and crackers! Why? Why does this happen? Why does the water stick to the glass? Well, because of science. And the reason why it happens gets a little complicated, but it boils down to this one simple thing. Water likes to stick to things. Huh? Did you see? Did you see how it stuck? No, of course you didn't. You know why? Because it only sticks on a small scale. See those drops of water? That's water sticking to the surface. But it only works when the surface tension of the water is less than the force of gravity, which is why water drops fall when they get bigger. So it sticks to things. That still doesn't explain why you can pour water out of some containers without any drips, and other containers make it nearly impossible. It's all about the angle. Water will flow very easily when there isn't a large change in direction, like around the curved top of this glass. But when there's a big change in direction, like at the mouth of this teapot, the water can't make that turn as easily. This is also why pouring from a full glass is much messier than one that's less full. Pouring out of a full glass, the water only needs to change direction this much to flow down the side. But from a half-full glass, the water would need to change direction this much. So all this happens because water likes to stick to things. So let's do an experiment and coat this glass with hydrophobic spray. Now, hydrophobic coatings repel water. So if it's repelling the water from the outside of the glass, will we still have the same problem? Well, let's find out. Hydrophobic coated glass, non-hydrophobic coated glass, or just regular glass. Water likes to stick to surfaces, but it can't stick to one coated in hydrophobic coating. That's impressive. Should we try something else? Well, that's one way to solve the dribbling glass problem. Except you can't coat your glasses at home with hydrophobic coating because it's not good to eat. The secret is using a container that has a very sharp angle between where you're pouring the water and the underside of the glass, like this jug. And there you go. Now I can enjoy a nice glass of water with my cheese and crackers. Oh, right, I am. Wait, hold on, I will remake the crackers into, see, look, see, it's fine. It's fine, I'm not really gonna eat that, I'm just kidding. Chris and I are maxing out our hydraulic crusher.
Yes, before we get to that, I have a little game I want to play.
Okay, great.
Okay, you can pick either the small one
The big
or
one!
Okay.
So what's the game?
Simple thumb war. I'm gonna press down this side, you press down that side, we'll see who wins.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go! Oh, wow, that was really tough. Why was that so hard?
Well, Phil, I'm just really strong.
Wait a minute. My turn. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go! Yeah! See, pushing down on this one is way easier. You wouldn't think that the small syringe would be easier. Why is that?
The reason for it is that you have to push this one down a lot farther than you have to push this one down.
Let's see.
See how far this one goes, and this one's barely
This one
moving?
travels much more. This is how we can exchange a little bit of force over a long distance.
That's right.
To a little bit of distance at a lot of force.
That's exactly right.
Just like the lever, it's a mechanical advantage. But in this case, it's hydraulic advantage.
That's right.
Chris and I push down on small syringes, which gives us more force on our larger syringes. Our crusher was ready to go. Ooh, how about an orange? 1, 2, 3. We squeeze down and... Then we tried a walnut. Are you allergic to nuts?
I am not.
1, 2, 3. When we tried a golf ball, we reached the limit of what our plastic syringes and our hands could do. We need to come up with a stronger, more awesome crushing machine using hydraulics.
That's right. I have some ideas.
Okay, good. We can use metal.
We can use metal.
And we can
go bigger as well.
Ew, this water is gross, but I'm gonna drink this water. Why? Well, because of science. No, but I'm not gonna drink the water like this. First, I'm gonna use the power of science to help me clean it. How? By using gravel. Gravel, yes, gravel. So, say I've got some dirty water, and there are particles floating in that water. Large particles, your rocks, your wood. These styrofoam bits will act as the large particles. You pour it into the gravel, and the large particles get filtered out. See? Nothing but clean, clean water. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, Phil, that's not really clean yet. That's because we haven't done step 2, sand. Sand? Yes, sand. Let's say that these plastic beads are small particles. That filters out the tinier stuff. There, huh? Clean, right? No, it's not very clean. So, we filter the water in the next step with charcoal. What? Charcoal? Yes, charcoal. Charcoal works just like gravel and sand, except on a microscopic scale. Say these bits are tiny particles you can't even see. The charcoal catches these like the sand and gravel caught the larger particles. This is called a gravel, sand, and charcoal filter. The gravel catches the big particles, the sand the smaller ones, and the charcoal the microscopic ones. These kinds of filters are used all over the world to clean drinking water. Ah. Delicious. Science.
Max Historica.
This is Archimedes.
What? Who said that?
It's me, the narrator. We're doing a segment.
Oh, well, I was working. Don't sneak up on a guy like that.
This is Archimedes, an ancient inventor and one of the greatest scientific minds ever. One of his famous inventions was the Archimedes screw, which was used to make holes in wood.
No, that's not what it's for. It's for water.
Right, used to make holes in water.
What? No! Look, did you even do your homework?
Hold on, it's here somewhere.
Look, I'll just show you. You see, in ancient times, we had many uses for something that could lift water up. From a well, or to take lake water from the lake and put it into a farmer's field, and that sort of thing.
Okay, I've got it from here. So, Archimedes invented a screw, and he drilled a hole in the side of that container.
No. Look, just sit down. I'll explain it, okay?
I am sitting. I'm in a voiceover booth.
Good for you. Now be quiet. Now look. What you do is you put the screw in the water like this, and then you want to raise the water higher, you see? And so turn it around like so, and the water fills each gap in the screw, and it starts to come up. It gets to the top, and look at this. Look, we've got water coming out the top there. The water is being pumped up. It is the first water pump.
I see. Still seems like a lot of work to fill a glass, but it's very cute.
No, we made them bigger. We obviously were not going to make them this big. This is not very useful.
Right. Archimedes, one of the greatest scientific minds ever. Chris and I are maxing out a hydraulic crushing machine. We tried one out of plastic, but now it's time to make one out of metal. These are called hydraulic cylinders, and they work the same as our syringes. Small ones on this side with a lot of travel, and then a larger one on this side to multiply the force. And some mechanical advantage with a lever to help us push even harder. We tried crushing a watermelon, and it worked great.
So what else do you want to crush?
We crushed a coconut.
It's cracking. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's gonna leak.
And then a can of pop. Science Max Cola, now in the new, smaller can.
Let's really challenge this press. Perfect.
A piece of wood. We tried to crush the wood, but we weren't able to get it to budge. So it's time to max it out even more.
I think we're gonna need like a multi-story, industrial-sized hydraulic press.
You know where we can get one of those?
I do.
Awesome. This is water. Things float on water, like pool noodles and wood and toy boats. And now we're gonna do an experiment with how paint floats on water.
How's this supposed to work again?
Oh! I'm supposed to take the paint out of the can first. This is a fun experiment you can do at home. All you need is a container, some water, and paint. But not just any paint, special paint you use for hydro dipping. That's hydro, meaning water, and dipping, meaning dipping. Carefully pour the paint on the water and add a few different colors. Then take a stick to swirl it up into a pattern. Then you get something you want to paint, and you carefully put it in like so. But don't pull it out as soon as you get it in. You have to spread the paint away because it'll stick when you bring it back out. And then when you pull it out, whoa! Hydro dip. Let that dry, and then you have a very cool painted toy. Let's do some other stuff. This is a bike helmet. If you put tape on what you're painting, you can remove it later to make parts that aren't painted. Skateboard. Whoa! Oh, that's pretty cool. Now to max it out. Hydro dip pants. Wearing the pants when you do this is super messy and not something you should try at home. But the results weren't bad. Science pants! Science pants! Science pants. One of the ways you can experience the power of water is watching it wash away dirt. You can experiment with this yourself by making your own erosion table. To make your own, fill a plastic tub with sand and tilt it up. Cut a hole in the tub at the low end and put a hose with a trickle of water at the high end. Then to complete your model, fill it with a little happy town. This small model shows how rivers cut their course to the ocean by following the lowest point. Try to design your town and the layout of the ground so the river goes around the buildings. I'll see you later. I'm gonna take a swim in the river now. There are lots of ways to experiment. Change the amount of water or the steepness of the angle. Look at the soil, it's all getting eroded over here. Or the way the town is laid out. Every time you do it, the river goes in a different direction. And have fun.
Oh, phew, I'm tired. I'm just gonna lie down.
And that is the power of water. Chris and I are maxing out a hydraulic crushing machine. What about this? Is this what we're gonna use? We went to the Natural Resource Canada's CanMet Materials Laboratory, which is a federal research lab. Oh, this is good. Oh, look at that! Oh, is this what we're using?
No.
Oh, I can use this. Hold on, let me figure this out.
Maybe later.
Really?
It's just over here.
CMAT is the largest research center in Canada dedicated to metals and materials research.
This is it. This is
Yeah, right! Hydraulic press. How much force does this apply?
This can do 2 million pounds,
That's over 900,000 kilograms.
which is about 20 cars.
Let's crush some stuff! Oh, crushing! We gotta get the stuff. Okay. We started out with the piece of wood which defeated our last press. And go!
that sound.
Awesome. Reversing. It turned our wood into a pancake. Whoa, totally flattened. So it was time to try some other stuff. We crushed a ball of plasticine. That is neat. You sort of made a rainbow.
Yeah.
Aluminum foil.
Aluminum foil.
Yes, it is now a solid plate of aluminum.
And a basketball. Basketball. Good thing we got these earplugs in because when it pops, it'll be loud.
What?
Never mind. This hydraulic press was so maxed out, we had to think of the toughest stuff to crush. We crushed hockey pucks, a safe, we crushed a hydraulic jack with the hydraulic press. This is a metal vise, hard, strong,
Yeah, it's steel.
heavy, steel.
Whoa, look at it bend. Wow.
Now it's time to crush a bowling ball.
It totally exploded. Science Max, experiments at large, hydraulics.
Whoa. Nicely done.
So fun.
I should reverse it and we should start cleaning all that stuff up,
Yeah,
huh?
I think so.
Okay, reverse.